South stunned many with an opening round.
Here we go. Welcome to the FQPL under South United versus Holland Park Hawks. We welcome Holland Park Hawks to South United Wakely Park. Playing for South United is number 1.
Well, South stunned many with an opening round convincing win against Roadstar, but were brought back to earth with a thud last week when Southside Eagles took the 3 points at Perry Park. Holland Park have heralded their new FQPL era with 2 5-goal hauls. Marek MADLE, the star, with 2 hat-tricks, but this is a sterner test here this evening. Will Holland Park continue to lead the table, or can South get back to winning ways? From Wakely Park in Runcorn, it's round 3 of the FQPL between South United and Holland Park Hawks. Rafe Griffin with you in commentary once again this evening as we see the 2 captains taking in the coin toss. Let's take you through the 2 team lineups for this evening. In goal for South is JAKE HALING'S, 4 Ethan Smith, 5 Nick Piper, 6 GREG GOURLEY, 8 Joey Masuda, 10 Josh Anderson, 12 Jake Taylor, 18 David Celine, 19 Ethan Grimley, 29 Kado AOCI, and in a late change, Andrew Butler is promoted from the bench to take the place of Hurin Amerovic, who's been scratched in the warm-up. The substitutes tonight are Jack Kabassi, George Smith and reserve keeper Jacob Maloney. For the Hawks, in goal is Duncan Short, 4 Sam Basnett, 5 Ul Hyun Park, 7 Jake Sherwood, 8 Marek Madel, 10 Jack Webb, 11 TAKUYA Shigeyuki, 13 Jared Gore, 14 Mikhail Hastings, 15 Chris Anderson, 16 Jun Tominaga. The reserves are 3 Josh Byrne, 6 Nathan Garcia, 12 Kenny Vo, 22 Dylan Williams, and number 9 Darcy Pearson. Referee this evening is Marty Krenis, assisted by Isidro Tirol Crespo, and the Total Tools referee poster boy Joey Lee on the far side of the pitch. So we're about to get underway at Wakeley Park. As always, in the comments on Facebook, love to know your thoughts and predictions where you're watching in from this evening. Still reasonably warm conditions in Brisbane. Around about, still in the late 20s as we head into kickoff, 26 degrees. Humidity just making it feel a little bit warmer than that, but at least the rain and the storms that have plagued our live streams over the last couple of weeks have been fended off this evening. Take you around the ground shortly to catch you up on all the scores so far. Just waiting for Marty Krenis's last checks, and we'll be underway in this round 3 Football Queensland Premier League match. South will have first possession. It's AOCI and Butler. Said Andy Butler. A late call into the starting lineup this evening. We're underway in round 3 of the FQPL. South versus Holland Park Hawks from Wakeley Park. South in their traditional green and white hoops. Holland Park in the red and white. And first touch of the evening for the Holland Park keeper in Duncan Short. Boomed long by the Hawks, and Jared Gore playing in the right back position this evening. Away by Webb. Getting in a battle for the ball was Park. Just got an early indication from the Instagram poll as to who you think's going to win, and despite 2 wins on the trot, Holland Park in the minority at the moment. 29% think that the Hawks will prevail, while 71% think that the home side will get the chockies come the end of 90 minutes. Let's take you around the grounds firstly and see what's going on in both the NPL and FQPL. Firstly, in the NPL, Moreton Bay lead the Brisbane Strikers 1-0 on the hour mark. Be unusual to see the Strikers concede 3 losses on the trot, but that's the way things are at the moment. Southwest Queensland Thunder lead Brisbane City 1-0 at the Corporate Travel Management Stadium in the shadows of half-time. And in Mackay, the Magpies Crusaders lead Sunshine Coast 1-0 midway through the first half. A late kickoff between the Raw Youth and Cairns FC coming up at 7:30. There's an injured Hawks player in the background here at Wakeley Park. In the FQPL, as you'd expect in the M1 derby, plenty of action down at Cornubia Park. Both sides with a player sent off, Logan Lightning and Roachdale, but as they tick over to 90 minutes there, it's 2-2. Capella leads Southside Eagles 1-0 after 60 minutes. Peninsula Power 2-0 over Wolves 63 minutes in. And Sunshine Coast Wanderers enjoying their first home match. They're 3-0 leaders over Eastern Suburbs 7 minutes into the second half. So that just tidies up where we are around the grounds. We'll keep you up to date with all those scores as the night progresses. We're going to take back the action at Wakeley Park, and South's trying to attack down that right wing, but just run out of room on that far side. It's 4th versus 1st coming into tonight. As I said before, South's that opening round win. Not so much the win that surprised people. That was probably on the cards, or a possibility, I suppose. But the manner in which they did it. 5-1 winners over Roachdale, who are one of the favourites for promotion. And then last week, almost caused a fight back. Southside Eagles 3-0 up. South's 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, but couldn't get the points or anything out of that game at Perry Park. While Holland Park have notched up 2 5-1 victories, firstly away to Wide Bay and then at home last week to the Ipswich Knights. Flag goes up, but the referee waves it away. It's a battle of the sharpshooters. Marek MADLE for Holland Park. Hat-trick in both of those encounters for the Hawks. While perennial goal scorer Kado AOCI. Hat-trick in the first round. Look to be Anderson on the far side for Souths. Turnover of possession. And Park turns it over for the Hawks. Gourley playing it on. Was it Logan Lightning for the first half of last year before making the move to Mount Gravatt, and now makes the move further south to Wakeley Park. Appeal for offside. The assistance flag stays on. The cross goes across the face. Be kept alive by Anderson. Skims it along the ground, cut out by the defender, and South look to clear from danger. AOCI looking to round his opponent. Too quick for Gore in the initial instance. And short at the edge of the 6-yard box. Collects with the gloves. Holland Park, a bit of room to move in. A bit of a chase for Park. Ruled in by the defender. Plays it hard up against the sideline. It's crossed the line though. So here's Izzy Crespo. So early settling stages. Both sides probably just looking to feel each other out. Long throw in, boomed into the box, nodded away by the defence. Comes for the throw-in taker. Now Tominaga it was. On for Jake Sherwood. Back for his keeper in short. Sends one long and high. There'll be a contest there. 2 South players, 2 Holland Park players. And Marty Krennis picks out the free kick and it will go South's way. These 2 sides, no stranger to each other. Of course, have played each other in Brisbane's Flight Centre Premier League over the years. 3 encounters between the 2 sides last year. 2 wins to South and a draw. 3-3 draw in the initial instance last year in round 4 of the league. Before South took a victory 2-0 in round 15. South also prevailed on penalties in the FFA Cup. Holland Park finishing 7th on the table last year and South's 8th. And already both those sides much higher than that in their inaugural appearance in the FQPL. So another free kick going the home side's way. Marty Krennis just saying, on my whistle, you can go. Switch of play on the left. Smith was the target for South. Park. He's earned his side the free kick on this near touchline. It'll be Gore to take it. It's a plane just flies over our commentary position. This is Smith. 2 Smiths in the South lineup tonight. Ethan in number 4, who started. George starts from the bench. MADLE, focal point up front for the Hawks. Leading scorer so far with 6 goals in the FQPL for 2018. AOCI. Here's short. Tominaga goes long in search of Park and finds him. Park, he's looked to almost negotiate the 2 defenders. Smith come up against Tominaga. And Marty Krenis once again blows the whistle. And the visitors have a free kick in attacking position. Not only action in the NPL and FQPL going on this evening, plenty of games around Brisbane. In the FFA Cup, 9 in total. 1's been washed out. As we wait this free kick from Jack Webb. Clump of players waiting near the edge of the 18-yard box. Webb in towards the back post, punch away by Haling. Through the pack, and is that MADLE there? Tried to play it towards goal. In fact, steers it wide of the post. Speaking to Marek MADLE just before the match, as he was about to walk out, I said, can we expect another 3 tonight, Marek? Shrug of the shoulders. They've defeated wide Bay Ipswich Knights, and I think in many of the pundits' minds, those 2 sides will probably be finishing in the lower half of the table. South certainly contenders after that opening round win, so this is probably the first real test for Holland Park in the FQPL. Going at it are the 2 players on the far side. Cross comes in for AOCI. Don't mistake his height. Certainly very powerful in the air. MADLE isolated against the defender. Oh, look, I got it right. Wrong, did I? I got it the wrong way around. The Hawks beat South. Thanks for correcting me. I was here. I should have known that. When I looked at the research this afternoon, obviously the website was wrong. I won't take a win away. So it's 1 win apiece each last year as well as the draw. South's trying to desperately find a way out of their defensive half. The long ball comes in search of Smith. Will he be able to keep it in within the goal line? No is the answer. Just a fraction too hard for Ethan Smith to reel in. So no real clear-cut opportunities through the first 12 minutes or so for either side. Short's goal kick, cut out by Souths. Ball down the right-hand side again. AOCI, the target up front. Ball just knocks into our effects mic. Webb. Tominaga. Smith arrived on the scene very quickly. Over the head of Tominaga. Webb couldn't get to it either. AOCI played it back for Smith. And again, both sides guilty of turning over possession. That's a great ball through by Webb for MADLE. The save from Haling. And over the crossbar in the end, but talked about no clear-cut opportunities. That the first one as Haling forced into a save from MADLE. And the first real chance for the Hawks through the first 13 minutes of this clash in the FQPL. Looks like SHIGEYUKI to take this corner for the visitors. Clump of players there, and Haling gets to it in the end with little pressure. Haling, long clearance in search of Butler. Bounces over him and his opponent. Won by the Hawks in front of AOCI. And again, another chance for control of the ball by Haling in the South's goal. South just looking for options. Anderson played wide, and now this ball again. Smith has certainly been a target on this left-hand side for his team so far. Left winger making the runs down the left touchline from his left back position. Short played in once more. And Gore short as an option. Instead went long. Controlled off the chest. Anderson. AOCI out in the left wing this time round. That might even be a fraction too quick for the noted marksman. Decision goes home side's way. Throw in taken very quickly. Shot on goal, and an easy collect for short. To be Anderson with that attempt. It's difficult at times to make out those South numbers, the black on the hoops. Tominaga. Square for Webb. Good challenge in by the defence. That'll launch the South's counter-attack on the right-hand side. AOCI calling for the ball. Instead it's an individual run from Masuda, was it? Angled away from goal. And a goal kick. .16 minutes gone, no score at Wakeley Park in this FQPL clash between South United and Holland Park. Gore. Sherwood. Second year at the Hawks. Sherwood rescues the situation. Tominaga. Now it's MADLE. Closing in on the box. MADLE, well, not on for himself. In fact, he chested on, and he couldn't squeeze it in at the far post. And again, Marek MADLE showing his venom up front for his side. Second close opportunity for the leading goal scorer in the FQPL so far. And Holland Park have had the better of the chances through the first 17 minutes. But haven't been able to convert. Maybe it might be third time lucky shortly. Home side bring it out of defence, cut out. Now MADLE. Can he squeeze in between the two defenders? Last touch off South to fight the protests of the defence. And again, it'll be Holland Park with a corner. Good crowd rolling in at Wakeley Park. There'd probably be around about 350 here maybe. A few on the far side as well. A few kids playing out in the synthetic pitch you might be able to see in the background with this corner about to be taken. All bar 6 players and the corner taker. Inside the penalty box as this corner is swung in. Turn on goal. Bit of pinball inside the box. Can they poke a way through the Hawks? Not that time round. And South scramble away from danger, but the ball had already crossed the line. And it'll be another corner to the visitors, this time from the opposite side of the park. So plenty of action already. Will Holland Park be able to make this pressure tell? This one's lofted high. Has it already crossed the goal line? Joey Lee says, yes, it did. Certainly a contrasting match to the one we saw last week on the FQPL live stream between Mitchelton and Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Last week, both sides just really struggled for possession at that critical point, despite the 3-all scoreline. Plenty of cheap turnovers. It's a little bit more of a composed effort from both sides this evening. Free kick was taken by Anderson for Taylor. And again, it's Smith on this left side. Won't get to him. Tominaga got to it first, but South throw in. Josh Anderson. Plenty of calls going through, quite vocal out there in the park at the moment. Anderson steams through to win the ball against Park. MADLE gets in behind the defender. MADLE zeroing in on goal, and he's scored again, Marek MADLE. 7th goal of the season for Holland Park. And 20 minutes in, Holland Park have opened the scoring. The goal celebration we saw last week as well. And Marek MADLE, lucky 7 for Holland Park. Holland Park Hawks 1, South United 0.
First goal of the match scored by number 8, Marek MADLE.
Is able to get the better defender, used his pace, composed himself, zeroed in on goal, put the ball away past JAKE Haling. And already, Marek MADLE has equalled the amount of goals he scored in the Flight Centre Brisbane Premier League last year. 7 goals in that league last season. A stunning start to the FQPL. 7 goals in 3 games, and I'm sure plenty more to come. So can South find a way back? I'll have the benefit of a free kick to be able to do so. Bit of a discussion going on with the referee, Marty Krennis. Goal scorer MADLE is in there, so too is the South player. Hear the call from the far side of South assistant coach Graham Ross saying, what are you talking to him for? At least it sounded like Graham Ross. And again a win from the Hawks. They could be off to the races once more. MADLE. Already seen what threat he can pose. That ball sailed away onto the top of the water tanks. Let's, well, we've got this little break and play. Take an opportunity to go around the grounds once more. In the NPL, Moreton Bay still lead Brisbane Strikers 1-0 with 10 to play. Half-time between Brisbane City and Southwest Queensland Thunder 1-1. Western Pride lead North Queensland after 29 minutes 3-1. Magpies Crusaders in the shadows of half-time, 1-0 leaders against Sunshine Coast, while Cairns FC have scored the opening goal against the Raw Youth. 1-0 after 10 minutes. That match being played at Cornubia Park, Logan Lightning's home field. And in the FQPL, Capella leads Southside Eagles with 10 minutes remaining, 2-0. Peninsula all over Wolves. Wolves down a man, but it's after being 1-0 at half-time, it's now Peninsula 6-0 over Wolves. Sunshine Coast Wanderers with 15 minutes to play, 3-0 over East. And Logan Lightning went down to Rochedale in the end by 3 goals to 2. 94th minute winner there, I'm being told. So that should be interesting to watch on the highlights through the week. 2 red cards, 1 each side. Sounds like plenty of action down at Cornubia Park. Meanwhile, Webb with the free kick for the Hawks. And it comes. There's a pack just waiting for that delivery. Lofted high. Oh, and the Holland Park supporters thought that was momentarily floating into the top right corner. Slid past Halling. And eventually wide of the target, so Holland Park looks to have taken quite a deal of confidence from that opening goal. Back heel. Brimley scored the 2 goals so far in the FQPL, 1 in each of the clashes that South have had. Masuda. And there's a grab of Masuda as he was about to run through. Mighty Crenna spotted it. So free kick to South near the edge of the D. Short asking for the whistle, setting his wall. Mighty Crenna stepping out the required 10 yards. Saline and Anderson providing the options for the free kick. Everything looks to be in readiness. A push and shove. Will be Anderson! And that's a spectacular save from Duncan Short to get to that free kick. Great effort by Anderson from the free kick, and Short equal to the task. Here comes the corner, and Short, no contest. Remember, you can follow Football Queensland on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Football QLD, the handle. As we might see our first booking of the night, will we? That is indeed the case. So South with a free kick down the other end of the park now. Here for the Hawks. Webb once again lining up to take it. SHIGEYUKI just dusting himself off. 4 in the wall for the hosts. Webb looks the likely taker. SHIGEYUKI also shaping up. Who will it be? It's Webb. Oh, did it take a deflection on the way through? Halling was able to get to it, but might have had to just change his trajectory. Hawks battling away through. There's been a clash in the background and Marty Crennis has picked it out. Once again, another decision going the Hawks' way. Been a flurry of action, 28 minutes gone, and it seems to have gone oh so quickly. Hope you're enjoying the live stream, however you're watching it on the Football Queensland Facebook page or on the YouTube channel. Here comes that dead ball situation. Bit of a clash between Haling and his defender. The Hawks will have a corner on the far side. The switch players moving into the box. Discussion from the Holland Park players as to how they should form. SHIGEYUKI. He's got Tominaga there if he elects to use him. Instead comes for a lanky Gore. Still on the forward third for the Hawks. Searching for a second goal to extend their lead. Looks like there'll be another long throw in into the box that we saw early in the half. Hastings, as good as a cross into the box, that throw in. Gets it on the half volley. Flick it was the call. Salim. Butler almost away, but good work there by Basnett to cut the ball out. Corner for Souths. Butler comes to South this year after being at Ipswich Knights last season and Loganholme in the latter part of the 2017 year as well. Masuda trying to round SHIGEYUKI. Out to 7 out at AJ Kelly. 7-0 lead for Peninsula Power over Wolves. Once again, one of those early season favourites. Peninsula Power not doing their cause any harm tonight, picking up a stack of goals. Good attempt by Gourley to link up with AOCI. Smith slides past Masuda for Anderson. Now MADLE. He's got 3 defenders ahead of him. Gets around the first one. Did he take a heavy touch? Forced to play in SHIGEYUKI. Good work by the South defender just to put MADLE off his work. Got round the first one, was looking to get around a second. Could well have been in the firing line to pick up his side second of the evening, but not to be. Salim. Grimley. Salim once more. Looks up, tries to spot the options in front of him. Plays it short for Anderson. Anderson looping ball for AOCI. Short's come off his line. No danger for the Hawks in the end. So end to end at the moment. Basnett. Masuda comes to South from Grange Thistle. Smith. Anderson. South launch an attack down the right-hand side. Short meets the cross at the near post. Claims as to whether the ball already crossed the line. Well, big blow for South in that warm-up period, obviously. Merovic was listed on the team sheet to start. Not the late notification that He was out of tonight's lineup. Merovic, 10 goals last year for Souths. 2016 Brisbane Capital 1 Player of the Year, so big loss for the hosts tonight. Andy Butler, a more than capable replacement though. Smith. Here's Grimley. The two Ethans passing for each other. And Ethan Grimley being to have infringed against Sherwood. He's just jogging out a bit of a knock. So starting to approach that 10-minute period before the half-time break. If you have just joined us, it's Marek MADLE who is the scorer for Holland Park on the 20th minute, extending his season tally out to 7 goals. Here he is again, the Holland Park skipper. Talks that he might be leaving the Hawks in the off-season, but chose to stay loyal at Whites Hill. Park. William Park experienced at the Raw under-18 level as AOCI lurking at the edge of the area. And it looks to be some sort of fight back from the Brisbane Strikers out at Walter Park. Appears the score is back to 2-2 after Moreton Bay were leading 1-0 with around 10 minutes to play. So flurry of goals it looks like there in the last 10 minutes. We'll take you around the grounds once again very shortly to catch you up on what's going around the state this evening. Ball's been lost in the street behind that goal to our left. And it comes. Bumper players crowding that 6-yard box. Gourley chances his arm from long range. Blocked by the defence. Grimley. Masuda. Masuda lofted for AOCI. Defender gets to it first. Put high. MADLE in the contest. Couldn't win it. Hawks have come away with it though. Sliding challenge in. Fair said Marty Krennis. Grimley. He's kept it in. Gets his feet back once more. Grimley into the box now. Pokes it onto the back stick. And AOCI couldn't flick it towards goal with the head. One of his prowesses. Kado AOCI lurking in attacking opportunities. Poacher. That's what he's a specialist in those kind of situations. AOCI just applauding Grimley for his cross. Deal with the header. AOCI just shields the ball for himself. Hawks getting back those red shirts in numbers. AOCI. Corner for Souths. Certainly working up a sweat out there. As I said, it has cooled down in Brisbane, but the humidity still quite high. Players just tracking that South player who's made his way into the area. Corner is long, high. Won't pose any issues for the defence. A bit of push and shove there. And there's some complaints from one of the Holland Park players that maybe a punch was thrown. There's really something out of nothing. South player corralling his teammate away. Marty Krennis having a close chat, just letting the situation die down. One of the best in these situations, Marty Krennis, just allowing play to continue and let things sort themselves out. The players have the utmost of professionalism for Marty Krennis, very respected referee on the Brisbane scene. Played down the line. It was by Tominaga. Cross comes in, and South once again forced to deal with it. Well, it looks like a flurry of action, as I said, in the last, well, minute or so out at Walter Park. Moreton Bay leading 1-0 until the 89th minute when the Strikers converted a penalty, and then Moreton Bay, a player sent off. Strikers converted another penalty before Moreton Bay scored the equaliser in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. So the upside for the Strikers is that they pick up their first point of the season, but perhaps it could have been 3. Here comes the corner from the Hawks. And on our Insta poll, you're still thinking that Souths will win, despite them being down the goal. In fact, the percentage has increased. 81% on the Insta poll thinking that the hosts will prevail, despite trailing 1-0 as we tick up towards half-time. The fact that the Hawks are ahead and top of the table isn't swaying probably what are the South supporters out there this evening from supporting their club. Let's catch you up on what's going on around the grounds. And Western Pride lead North Queensland 5-1 leading into half-time. It's half-time in Mackay. The Magpies Crusaders have extended their lead out to 2-0 against Sunshine Coast. Cairns lead Brisbane Roar Youth 1-0 after 28. And as I just mentioned, 2-2 between the Strikers and Moreton Bay at full time. In the FQPL, into stoppage time up there now. Sunshine Coast Wanderers 3-1 leaders against East, so it looks like they'll pick up their first 3 points for 2018. Capalaba have defeated Southside Eagles 2-1, and Peninsula and Wolves full time. Peninsula coming away 7-0 winners, and that result from earlier on, Roachdale 3-2 away to Logan Lightning. So we'll continue to keep tabs on the scores throughout the night. Most of those games now coming to a completion. Still a few games in progress though. So just over 3 minutes to play, plus any stoppages in this first half. Liddell, clump of green and white hoop shirts come to him. Smith, cut out by Tominaga. Masuda. Anderson. And now Smith. Well, working down the left. South will try down the right now. Might come left again because Smith's in a bit of space on this left-hand side. Oh, well won by the defender. Was it Basnett on that far side? He's ended up back in South's clutches again in dangerous territory. Just tacked away at the end by Gore. Smith. Grimley. AOCI trying to battle between the two defenders. AOCI gets the shot away though. Short on hand. It's the last line of defence. And no rush to play it. Eventually forced to do so. Anderson looking for Masuda. Instead comes for Hastings of Holland Park. Tangle between AOCI and Bassner on the far side. Sam Bassner came over mid last season to the Hawks after being at Capella in the opening stages of last year's Flight Centre Brisbane Premier League. AOCI will have to do all the work himself. Corner for South. Under 60 seconds to the completion of the first 45 at Wakeley Park. Been an up-tempo match. Certainly a good one for the neutrals to tune into. And once again, Shaw with his hands. Rolls it out. Sherwood. And couldn't find Park. Provides the apologies. Marek just asking for the throw-in to be taken from the right spot. .45 complete, so this is the last throw of the dice in this half for Souths. Tominaga. Dell, can he get to it? As the helicopter hovers over the top. Wonder if they're trying to catch a glimpse of the football, closer glimpse. So that is half time here at Wakeley Park. Marek MADLE, the goal scorer for Holland Park on the 20th minute. Chat going on with the referee. Both players off to the sheds at half time at Wakeley Park. It's Holland Park 1, Souths 0. So we're going to take a bit of a break. We'll be back in around 15 minutes or so for the second half action. Souths 0, Hawks 1.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I could watch them all day. Even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
Audi, Eddington Rouge, Mini Star. Oh, Mini Star. Ah! Audi. Dream Team.
Reckon your kid could do better than Archie? We're looking for 4 mini stars to join the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team. If your kid's between 4 and 11, loves football, get them to make a video.
2 minutes max.
Showing us why they've got what it takes. If they're picked, they'll be part of the Aldi Mini Rouge Dream Team and the face of Aldi's wheat biscuits.
I thought I was meant to be on the box.
Take a look around. This is it. Our ground. Our home. Before you get out, really take a look at each other. Remember this right here. Your club, your colours, your mates. We look after each other, no matter what. Shoulder to shoulder. Together. It's what makes us stronger. So when the time comes, remember, each and every one of you is doing this for each other. You're doing it for the club. Because moments come and go, but this club, our great club, is forever. Is your club a good sports club?
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I could watch them all day. Even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
Great today. Audi, Eddington Rouge, Mini Star. Oh, Mini Star. Ah! Audi. Dream team!
Reckon your kid could do better than Archie? We're looking for 4 mini stars to join the Aldi Mini Roos Dream Team. If your kid's between 4 and 11, loves football, get them to make a video.
2 minutes max!
Showing us why they've got what it takes. If they're picked, they'll be part of the Aldi Mini Roos Dream Team and the face of Aldi's wheat biscuits.
I thought I was meant to be on the box.
Take a look around. This is it. Our ground. Our home. Before you get out, really take a look at each other. Remember this right here. Your club, your colours, your mates. We look after each other, no matter what. Shoulder to shoulder. Together. It's what makes us stronger. So when the time comes, remember, each and every one of you is doing this for each other. You're doing it for the club. Because moments come and go, but this club, our great club, is forever. Is your club a good sports club?
Here we go, getting ready for the second half of the big event, FQPL Open Men, South United versus Holland Park Hawks.
So players and match officials alike back out on the park for the second half. Marek McDell's goal on 20 minutes separates the two sides. Coming into the second period, it's Holland Park Hawks who lead the way away from home by 1-0 over South United. Just remember, if you are watching us on Facebook, you can let us know which team you're supporting tonight. It's a heart for South or a big thumbs up for the Holland Park Hawks. And good to see where everyone is watching in from tonight, including Tony Giakis. Of course, formerly the Mitchelton manager, made a big off-season move to Cyprus. G'day, Tony. Saying it's a cool morning in Cyprus on a Saturday morning. Been following you on Facebook, and looks an absolute delight. Looks like you're enjoying your new life. Thanks for watching in on your Saturday morning. And Holland Park look to go right from the get-go. See another interested spectator. Lions coach Warren Moon. Big clash for Lions FC tomorrow, looking for 3 in a row as they travel to Goodwin Park against Olympic. That much won't be live streamed, but all the more incentive to get along to Goodwin Park tomorrow afternoon, which what absolutely shapes up as a great match, with Lions coming back into the same fold as many of those former Brisbane Premier League clubs. First time they'll meet each other in the league since 2012. Restoring that rivalry. Should be a great game at Goodwin Park tomorrow afternoon. Might try and head over there myself if I can free some commitments. Sure, there'll be plenty of spectators enjoying the Souvlaki. Free kick going Holland Park's way. It's going to evade everyone and go over the goal line. While we're in the early stages of the second half here at Wakeley Park, let's take you around the grounds again. So Southwest Queensland Thunder lead 3-1 over Brisbane City. 77 minutes played. Not been a good start to the season for Brisbane City. Western Pride out to 5-1 leaders against North Queensland in Townsville after 50. Midway through the second half, Magpies Crusaders maintain their 2-0 lead over Sunshine Coast, and Cairns lead 1-0 against the Brisbane Roar at half-time at Logan. And just confirming another result from the FQPL, Sunshine Coast Wanderers have defeated East by 3-1. So still 3 or 4 games in progress around the grounds. Almost fouled fortuitously for Masuda. Hastings, quick touch on from Shigeyuki, who was upended and just hopping on one foot. Looks to be okay. AOCI, he goes down looking for contact. No, says Marty Crennis. I think he got it right too, the referee. Perhaps to the dismay of the home crowd. No complaints whatsoever from Kado AOCI. Butler it is for Souths. which way that's going. That's going Holland Park's way. So once again, another cagey opening to the opening stages of this half. Short. Ooh, AOCI was banging on the pressure. Basnet. Calling for it at the feet was SHIGEYUKI. Basnet instead went a different direction and almost posed some troubles for Haling. Quick transition from the host though. Piper. Lynn clears away. Masuda. Piper into the attacking half now for South. Trying to squeeze it between the legs. Did Nick Piper. Ooh, a high foot coming in and it will be punished. Butler in there on SHIGEYUKI. I don't think there was any malice intended. Marty Krennis in very quickly. Now, what's Haling doing in here? There's a red card. Well, he's been sent off. Now there's a bit of a melee there. So Holland Park down to 10. TAKUYA SHIGEYUKI has been sent off, given his marching orders. As you can see, Marty Krennis explaining to Marek MADLE that the foot was high. There was a bit of a melee, but it's diffused itself rather quickly. Cooler heads have prevailed. As I said, I think SHIGEYUKI just got a little bit awkward there. He's trying to challenge for the ball, but awkwardly. Clumsy is the word I'm looking for.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool. Every trade.
MADLE battling hard.
I could watch them all
Sure to
day.
add a little extra flavour
Even though
to this
here,
encounter now.
you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special.
They've got on the park now.
When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
Today. 32 Kippering base side who have notched up that big victory tonight against Wolves by the tune of 7 goals to 0.
Oh, Minister. Ah!
Ball across the sideline. Tripped up. Was it Butler? Distinctive orange boots out there. Been a bit scrappy through the first 10 minutes of this second half. Attempted turn on goal. Low shot towards the keeper. There's been a South player dragged over there. South players complaining. They might have a claim for that one. Piper. This match, it's just taking a slightly different turn at the moment. South will try a similar tactic to Holland Park. Long throw into the box. AOCI was there and tipped over the bar at the last minute by Shorts. Ball was just dipping towards the underside of the crossbar, and Short had to make sure of it by tipping it away. Variation on the corner. Once again, they try to slide it through the pack. The corner this time from the opposite side of the park for the hosts. Kado urging his teammates on. Option short if they want it. Holland Park defenders come out to cover. Then they retreat, as that option is quickly disused. And once again, trying to put it through the pack. Now it breaks for the Hawks. Anderson was making the run on the left for the visitors. MADLE makes the run. It's Piper for South. MADLE goes down. The referee won't be fooled. Exchanges, or glances exchanged between Marek MADLE and Marty Krennis. It is Butler in those distinctive orange boots. And no advantage coming from South, and a yellow card will be dished out by Marty Krennis on Sam Basnett, the Holland Park Hawks player, as Butler remains on the deck. Physio coming out to administer some treatment. Plenty of chatter on and off the park at the moment. Marty Krennis having a chat to the keeper, Jake Haling. Now Butler just remains prone on his side. This might be a little bit more serious than what we thought. Substitutes warming up on the opposite touchline. Still the percentage remains South's 80-20 in terms of who you think is going to win on the Insta poll. Maybe that one-man advantage that Souths have at the moment might play into their hands. So Butler's back to his feet. Salin and Marty Crennis now having a chat. And we'll restart with the free kick, to be taken by David Salin. So the women's match, if you've just joined us from that live stream, thrilling end to the game. 3-2 Lions get over Gold Coast United in the NPL Women's in the end. Darren Lutton out there with the action this evening. Short, not too impressed with his clearance away that time. Butler. Handball is called. So not as free-flowing as the first half. Quarter of an hour into the second stanza, an hour completed at Wakeley Park. Bassnett straight into the head of Piper. Bassnett turns it over to Taylor. Late fight back coming from Brisbane City. They brought it back to 3-2 against Southwest Queensland Thunder. Can't be too long to play in that game now. Salin. Attempts to play Provider. Let go across the line. No, says Joey Lee. In fact, that's it. Sidro Terrell Crespo, I should say, on this near touchline with the flag tonight. Certainly with the better of the attack in terms of territory. AOCI goes down once more, and it's the same decision as first time round. Marty Crennis points for a goal kick. AOCI a little bit more vociferous in his complaints this time round. Marty Crennis providing the explanation. Madell was backing back. He's caught a stray knock to the back of his head. Just checking himself out in the back play at the moment. Looks to be okay. Meanwhile, South get forward. Forced across field though. Backtracking is Taylor. For Salin. This is Gourley. Allows some space to move in. Quick backheel by Masuda. Gets the return ball. And that's heading towards Runcorn Station, that one. So this match, fair to say, it's certainly not as up-tempo as the first half. Maybe the heat and humidity playing their part. Oh, it's a terrible goal kick by Short. It's turned out okay, though, for the Hawks. Better than okay, because they were making an incursion into their attacking third. Dealing with the clearance. AOCI out wider than he'd normally be located. Now MADLE doesn't get involved. The assistant initially put the flag up, stayed out of it once MADLE didn't get involved in the play. And there's another controversial incident, this time right in front of the Hawks bench. Everyone up on the South bench. And it's another yellow card from Marty Krennis. Just trying to pick up that player that copped the caution. Being Mikhail Hastings. Everyone's going it for everything at the moment. Both camps fired up. That was Anderson. Here he is again. Taylor. Gourley. Searching ball forward. Too long, was it? Corner. Good result for the hosts. Instructions being dished out by both sets of coaches. Corner played short for Butler. Attempted turn after the poor clearance. And once again, South can't find the target. High over the bar, the result. Again for the hosts. Minutes into this second half, no change in the score. MADLE's 7th goal of the season is the separator between the Hawks and South United. Well, Butler was very lucky there. He didn't really have any eyes for the football. Piper. Butler. Interchange of passes for Piper. Almost won the ball back for his side inside the box. Good win by Taylor because MADLE, probably too pacey for Sullivan and probably would have ended up in a one-on-one situation for the Hawks. AOCI comes again, and the equaliser comes for South United. They brought it back to 1-1. Pick up the score in the moment, but he's also picked up a cramp. I suspect it's Ethan Grimley. Pick up the number in just a moment. But South back to 1-1. And indeed it is. Ethan Grimley. Ethan Grimley now scored in each of South's 3 games in the 2018 FQPL. Handy pickup from the now defunct Gold Coast City in the off-season. So midway through the second half, definitely game on now. 1-1. Remembering the Hawks are down to 10 after the send-off of SHIGEYUKI. Anderson takes the free kick, goes backwards. Yeah, ineffective possession for the Hawks as we're about to see the first change for South United. As I said, those South numbers are really difficult to pick up. So we'll pick up on the substitute who's come on in a moment. It's number 3, Jack Kabassi, onto the park for South United. I think he might have replaced Jake Taylor. Meanwhile, gets his first touch of the ball, Kabassi, playing for Ipswich Knights last year. Was it the Hawks in 2016? Jack Kabassi, the substitute. So up against one of his former clubs here tonight. This match finally poised on the knife edge at 1-1. MADLE, too far for even he. Sully, AOCI searching for the ball. Just held up momentarily. South looking to gain a bit of a momentum. Turn into a cul-de-sac there. Sully getting involved from centre back. Tried to thread the ball through for AOCI. Instead, one of his teammates came away with it. Butler is caught offside. Goal wouldn't have counted had it ended up between the sticks anyway. Let's check in around the grounds once more. In Townsville, Western Pride well and truly control their 6-1 winners with 6-1 leaders, I should say, with 15 minutes to play over North Queensland United. Magpies Crusaders 3-1 up against Sunshine Coast. So they look on track to picking up their 3 points. Still a tight one down at Logan, with the Brisbane Roar Youth trailing to Cairns 1-0 after the hour mark. And Southwest Queensland Thunder have defeated Brisbane City by 3-2. And of course it's 1-1 here between South United and Holland Park. So a couple of matches in their dying stages. And the Raw Cairns game will finish at the conclusion of this one. So I'll bring you an update, a final update from Cornubia Park closer to the end of this match. Slides past AOCI. Once again, ball into the box for South's been all their way, really, since Holland Park were reduced to 10 men. Oh, and almost the second, almost the go-ahead goal. Masuda with a shot on target, forcing Shorten to the save. Sound like Graham Ross there in the background, saying the transition needs to be better for his side, South United. Here's Kabassi. Grimley was doing up his shoelace, so he wasn't going to get involved. It's a long chase. Sherwood for his keeper. AOCI puts on the pressure. Claims that MADLE was offside. Fall on deaf ears. MADLE again. Kibasi back for his keeper. Haling almost overhit it. Caused Haling a couple of headaches. And again, Haling getting involved. Masuda couldn't get between those three red shirts. Kibasi falls sideways. Gourley thinks one in. No one on hand for South though. Quarter of an hour to play. 1-1. Will it be on a shed or one of these sides go ahead with the next goal? You figure that whoever scores the next goal will take the 3 points. Chance of offside. Say this a lot sometimes, it confuses me. Short plays it short. Banged long by Webb. Park it is, up against his opponent. Corner for the visitors. Plenty of players working out cramp in the background. These warm mid-February conditions, early start to the season. Players still starting, or still trying to find their fitness. MADLE. Will they be able to keep it in? They won't. They're trying desperately not to concede the corner, and they didn't. So we just remind you to continue to vote on who you think is going to win this game, either on our Facebook post or on Instagram, as Holland Park make their first change for the evening. Instructions being dished out by the substitute, who is Kenny Vo in shirt 12. I say with a bit of a hesitating pause because I could see the 2. And I made out the 1-2 as well. So Kenny Vo on for Holland Park. Long throw in into the box, dealt with by Butler. And handball given away by Park. Well, 2 goals from Brisbane Raw Youth since that last update. Puts them ahead against Cairns by 2-1 with 25 to play at Cornubia Park. So quick flurry of goals from the Raw Youth. Wet sail coming home. Anderson not willing to give the ball back for the free kick. Dealt with in the box by the Hawks. Players and coaches alike riding every single decision here that Marty Krennis is forced to make. Here comes the corner. Goal kick ruled by Marty Krennis. So just over 10 minutes to play. It's 1-1 at Wakeley Park. The Stingers really come out of this match in the second half, despite that equalising goal midway through the stanza by Ethan Grimley for South. His third of the season. Third in successive games, and I noticed that he featured in the Goals of the Week package produced on Thursday. Sizing up the opportunity was Webb. Straight to Halling though. AOCI up against his much taller opponent in Anderson and wins out. AOCI tries the dancing feet. Goes himself. Once again, AOCI in the thick of decisions. There's a Holland Park player down who's running to the fence on the far side, so they'll be down to 9 for the time being and defending against a South attack. Now that player's off the field, so Marty Kren is going down to check on his welfare. He slammed into that metal sign there. Be unlucky if he did so, because it's the only sign down that way. Holland Park physio will be called on. Another Holland Park player down in the background. They're going down like flies at the moment. So this break of play will give us just one last opportunity perhaps to check in around the goals, well, around the grounds for the goals I should say. 6 minutes to go and Western Pride lead North Queensland 6-1 in the NPL. Magpies Crusaders, as they approach stoppage time, lead Sunshine Coast 5-3-1, as I said before. Goals to the Brisbane Royal Youth on 59 and 65 minutes have put them ahead against Cairns by 2-1. It's probably going to be our final check around the grounds. Still 3 NPL matches in progress, as Holland Park will make the change. That player injured in the background has left the field of play. It's Anderson who goes off. And for Holland Park, the player coming on, I'll let you know in just a moment. It's Josh Byrne in jersey 3 who has made his entrance onto the park. Played last season at Albany Creek. Josh Byrne. Ironic cheer from the supporters. Gourley. Anderson, the South player that's gone down. Referee's going to play advantage. He's clutching at his right ankle. There's Kabassi. He's still just clutching at his right leg. Meanwhile, South have made their way into the box and met by Short at the near post. It was long by Short that time. Tripped up. Well, he has become quite scrappy now. Free kick taken quickly though. Butler. Actually trying to get a foot to it. Now the counter. MADLE. No, it's not MADLE. MADLE was in an offside position. He hesitated on his run. And that's why he stopped, because the assistant was going to throw up the flag. Give credit to Jack Webb for the through ball. Battle the midfield. He'll come away with possession. The answer is Souths. Kabassi. Grimley, is it? Grimley, and touched away by Short. The shot directed into the top left corner. Short got up high, tapped it away. And it's not what the South supporters would have wanted, the go-ahead goal. Cornered the result instead. 5 to play. Butler makes the run. Now at the edge of the box. Zigzag run. And did Short get a touch at that time? No, says Marty Krennis. Dell goes down looking for contact. Here's again the goal scorer, leading scorer in the FQPL, the skipper for Holland Park. Gourley. AOCI trying to run it down against Sherwood. A bit of danger, Holland Park, but looking to get out of their half, which they do successfully. Webb coming into his own in these late stages of this game. AOCI. Now it's Butler looking to deliver the cross. AOCI tries the bicycle. In the hands of Short. Madell looking for it quickly. Short finds him. Chested down by Madell. Tries to round the defender. Good work from Piper. Composed. Gourley just brought down by Madell. Change for Holland Park to be made. It's their third and final one on the night, and coming off will be Mikhail Hastings. South to make a change of their own as well. As time commences to tick up to the 90, none of these players in a rush to get off. Have we identified the South player coming off? So Butler's come off on this side, and the two substitutes on, one for each side. George Smith for Souths. Pick up the Holland Park player in just a moment. So Gourley with the restart from the dead ball opportunity, played into the box. In the keeper's hands. Looks to be Darcy Pearson out there in number 9 for the Hawks. Playing up front, attacking move by coach Fernando Garcia in these final stages to try and clinch the 3 points. Madel nods on for the substitute Pearson. Short takes his time. Madel's calling for it. Heads in that direction, not quite though. Once again in Short's hands. And once again the intent clear. Straight for Madel. Holland Park starting to come into their own in these final stages. About to enter stoppage time. One last foray perhaps for Souths. Through ball. Kabassi has a free kick for his side. So can South clinch the 3 points at the death. They've had the numerical advantage for the best part of half an hour. Attempt, across the face of goal. Short felt as though he had to cover it. South players looking for a corner decision. Straight down the middle, you'd figure, for Short and Long. Two players covering Madel. Masuda. In towards AOCI. Short meets it first. Might end up with the opposite keeper. Haling rolls it out quickly for Kabassi. Can he keep it in? He can. Escaped his clutches initially. Brought down on that far side. Masuda, it looked like, putting the ball into the box. Couple of minutes of stoppage time completed. Western Pride have ended up 6-1 winners in Townsville. Magpie Crusaders have withstood a late Sunshine Coast fight back. Magpies Crusaders 3-2 winners. Pretty sure that's their first win. Salin, meanwhile, can South pull up a second win of the season with a late winner, AOCI. Kabassi, plenty of red shirts back. All bar Madel. Gourley plays it square. South are not going to have any time or room to move on the ball. And you'd figure that perhaps this might be the last play of the game upcoming, this goal kick. Short in no rush whatsoever to take this one. Once again, MADLE double teamed. Oh, for Webb. Oh, getting there in time was the South defender. That is full time on a shed here at Wakeley Park in this round 3 Football Queensland Premier League game. Marek MADLE scored for the visitors on 20 minutes, and then midway through the second half, it was Ethan Grimley that equalised for the hosts. Holland Park were reduced to 10 men with the send-off of TAKUYA, SHIGEYUKI, but it's a point each in this round 3 FQPL encounter. South United 1, Holland Park Hawks 1. I think we're back on air next Friday night from the FQPL at Perry Park. I think our match from the FQPL next Friday night is Southside Eagles versus Logan Lightning. We'll confirm that on the Football Queensland social media channels during the week. But from Wakeley Park, we're going to say good night for Saturday on Super Saturday. It's South United 1, Holland Park Hawks 1.